Por favor, permanezcan de pie para el himno nacional de Jamaica. Según el protocolo del COVID-19, damos la bienvenida a los equipos a intercambiar un saludo a distancia. Nos gustaría dar la bienvenida a los árbitros del partido. Lexis Castellón, de Cuba. Sonia Maldonado, de Puerto Rico. Y Ángela Muñoz, de Guatemala. Comisionada Raquel Shea, de Costa Rica.
Hello and welcome to beautiful Mexicali, Mexico, as we get set for match day 2, game 3 of the Centrobasket U17 Championships 2021. El Salvador taking on Jamaica. Carlin Gay on hand. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, however you're doing so. Let us know in the chat where you are in the world, who you're supporting, who you're representing. And let's lock in for what should be a terrific matchup between these two nations. In the 2019 edition of the U17 Championship, Jamaica and El Salvador played and it came down to a 2-point game. Jamaica victorious in that one, 65-63. They're hoping they can make it 2 in a row. On the other end, El Salvador trying to get a win here in Mexicali. They had a rough go to start the tournament yesterday, losing to the Dominican Republic 114-58. They would love to remedy that loss with a victory over Jamaica here. Jamaica, on the other hand, played the host nation Mexico in the final game of match day 1. 117-67 was the final score in favor of Mexico, so Jamaica would love to get a victory here this evening as well. El Salvador will be in the road blue uniforms. Mexico will be in the home gold with green trim. Johnson, Williams, Travers, McDonald, and Mills will start for Jamaica. And El Salvador will send out Duran, Ibarra, Gonzalez, Cibrian, and Peroza. So off we go. El Salvador. He had 17 points, leading the way in the loss to the Dominican Republic. Opened a lot of eyes with his play, a lot of toughness he showed. And he gets things going early for El Salvador right off the bat. Foul is called here, and that will send Williams to the line for a couple free throws. Williams banks home the first shot. I'm sure he called it. Second one goes awry. The score early on, 2-1. Already seeing both these teams, they were nervous in their games yesterday against the Dominican Republic and Mexico, respectively. And it took a little while for them to get going offensively. What a rejection that time. That looked to be Williams with the block. Mills galloping down the lane. He got tripped. Ball goes out of bounds. Will go the other way. El Salvador basketball. Score is 2-1 if you're just joining us. 9 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Just underway in Mexicali, Mexico. Game 3, match day 2 here at the 2021 Centrobasket U17 Championship. That pass by Ibarra intended, it looked like for Duran, went out of bounds. Xavier Clark checking into the game, number 5 in gold for the first time. Mills will sit. There's McDonald. He'll tee up a 3. Left it short. And Ibarra will clear. Here's Cibrian. He was pickpocketed there by Clark, who throws it down. Check that. That's London Johnson who threw it down. Number 2 in gold. And he had a fantastic night last night. 40 points for London Johnson. That is the high in the tournament so far. And he did it efficiently, too, shooting 59% from the field, 67% from three-point range, and 90% from the foul line. He also added 7 rebounds. Played all of 6 minutes yesterday. Definitely drank his supplement coming into the game, and it showed. Turnover there by Ibarra. 3-2 the score in favor of Jamaica. The floater there by Travers goes high off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound, second chance opportunity for Jamaica. That 3 on the way, no good. And here Cibrian will push the other way. Corner 3, knocked down there. Peraza knocking down the corner triple. His first bucket of the night. Johnson pulls up at the foul line. So smooth. Ties the score at 5 apiece. Another three on the way, and it's knocked down. Peraza feeling it. 2 in a row. 8-5 El Salvador in front. We apologize for the difficulties with the score bug not showing up on screens. We'll try to get that to you as quick as possible. There's a turnover there, and a layup attempt by Gonzalez does not go. Last touch by Jamaica will stay on this side. 14 on the shot clock. Still 7:02 to play here in the first quarter. And El Salvador lead by 3, 8-5. Jump ball held there. The possession arrow will go the other way. So turnover in that situation, and Jamaica will have possession. Johnson. Mr. 40-point burger. Score is still 8-5 in favor of El Salvador if you're just joining us. 6:35 to play in the first quarter. Cibrian. He turns it over. Johnson crossing over. Now kicks. That's Clark. That's a 3. Left it way short. Cibrian will look to penetrate back the other way, and it goes out of bounds. Good defense there by number 11, Flawless Travers. And there's the scorebook. Thanks for your patience. As you see, the score is 8-5 with 6:12 to play here in the first quarter. Glad you can join us wherever you are, however you're doing so. Make sure you let people know where you're watching from around the world and whether you're supporting Jamaica or El Salvador in the chat. Johnson penetrating, count it, and a foul. Well, seems like he's picking off right where he left off last night. A 40-point game for London Johnson. And quickly already has 6 points in this game. 6 of the 7 points for Jamaica. He'll look to try and make it 7 with this free throw. Battle for the loose ball. It's held. Possession arrow in favor of El Salvador this time, and it will go the other way. A rare miss at the free throw line for London Johnson. He was 90% yesterday. And the battle for the loose ball in favor of El Salvador will lead us to our first timeout. So 8-7 is your score. 5:58 to play in the first quarter. You're watching the 2021 Centrobasket U17 Championships from Mexicali, Mexico. Back we are here in the beautiful country of Mexico, Mexicali to be exact. 2021 Centrobasket U17 Championship. El Salvador up 8-7 on Jamaica early here in the first quarter. 8 teams here in Mexicali this week. 3 will punch their ticket to the U18 FIBA Americas Championship, which will take place in June of 2022. We still don't have a host nation, but that will be revealed at a later date. Team's not really worried about where they're going at this point. They want to take care of business here in Mexico and make sure that they punch their ticket to the Americas Championship. And Peraza starting off on fire. He knocked down 2 threes, and this time trying to make it the old-fashioned three-point play with an and one opportunity, free throw pending. The strength to get it up and over Williams. Kissed it home. Peraza with 9 points and counting. He's perfect from the field. And he's just what El Salvador need after losing big yesterday to the Dominican Republic. Mills, who's back in the game, on the ball now. Johnson uses the Mills screen. Late in the shot clock, it was stolen away by Cibrian. Cibrian did a good job of stepping in front of Johnson to prevent him from blocking the shot and finished the layup. Mills on the tap back. Cibrian driving inside. The high floater can't get it to fall. And Johnson will get fouled as he tried to move back the other way. That's a third team foul for El Salvador in this quarter. There's Travers. Johnson, top of the key. He'll pull up at the foul line. Pure. Well, the problem for El Salvador to solve is wearing number 2 in gold tonight. Couldn't be stopped last night against Mexico to the tune of 40 points. El Salvador can't afford for Johnson to get anywhere close to that performance this evening. If they think they have a chance at winning this game, that ball last touched by El Salvador will go the other way. And if Jamaica plans on winning this game, they need more help offensively for London Johnson. They had some moments yesterday from Marcus McDonald, but outside of him, not much offense. McDonald had 15 points last night, which is no easy feat. But no one else really checking in on the score sheet outside of McDonald and Johnson as Johnson goes crashing in. The foul is on the floor. That's the 14th foul. The next one will put El Salvador in the penalty, and it will reset the shot clock back to 14. Good defense there by Cibrian. Locking in. Got beat there, was looking for help, but then was able to recover and distract the shooter. And El Salvador right now showing great defense to start this game. Ibarra got it on the baseline, thought he was going to drive, but he traveled before he was able to make his move. .325 here to play in the first quarter. A 4-point game. Johnson, the foul is on the floor, and that is the foul that will put El Salvador in the penalty, sending Johnson to the line. So 90% from the foul line yesterday for London Johnson. He missed the free throw earlier at the line in this game. Can't expect him to miss too many going forward. What this young man did yesterday was terrific. I know it came in a loss, but what a great individual performance to score 40 in a 10-minute quarter situation. No easy feat, folks. There's some players in the NBA that never reach 40 points in their life. And Johnson did that here in Mexicali. And oh my goodness, Peraza, the way he's shooting the ball, he might get to 40 tonight. Another three. He has 12 points and counting. Mills on the response. Back to a three-point game. Cibrian for three. Can't get it to go. Mills tapped it to Williams. Jamaica clears. Johnson calling for it. Hesitating, crossing over in the lane. Oh, London Johnson. Ibarra picked up his dribble in a dangerous area. Figueroa rejected. Good block there by Williams. Here's Johnson in the open floor and lays it up and in. Jamaica with the drive and finish. And they take the lead. Cibrian. Kick out. Ibarra for three. In and out. Travers will push right down the lane. Can't get the roll. Crashing the glass was. Here's the fall. Another angle of that same play. After all that, it ends up being El Salvador basketball. They'll inbound underneath and give it away right away. Three on the way. Travers got blocked on the three-point attempt. It squirts back to him. He tacks the rim. Can't get it to go. A lot of bodies banging in the paint. No foul call, but the whistle blows there as Flores was knocked to the ground. Mills picking up the foul there. There's Tobar getting his first touch. Cibrian. Jamaica showing a little bit of pressure. Backdoor cut. Peraza galloping inside. Can't get it to go. That's his first miss of the night. McDonald. Travers' shot no good there. And rebound cleared by Tobar. Cibrian down the lane. Finds Tobar. That's a midi, and he knocks it down. El Salvador take the lead once again. Wide open, and there's an air ball. Deshaun Hannum. His first shot attempt in the game. And he would love to have that one back, but can't leave him that open. El Salvador dodging a bullet there. Johnson with the pickpocket, and he'll throw it down. London Johnson. Don't play around with your food in front of him. He'll take it right off your plate. Peraza right down the lane. Couldn't get the layup. Johnson for three. No good. Cibrian for three. Indeed, splashing it home. And holding the pose to let you know the flicker of wrists is good. A response by Marcus McDonald to close the quarter. Great action to close the first quarter of what has been a good game. Good energy on both sides, and you can see the nerves no longer there for these two teams. 22-21 your score, Jamaica in front after 10 minutes of play here in Mexicali. Here you see these shooting percentages for both teams. The three ball hasn't been kind to Jamaica, but it has been very kind to El Salvador thus far. Rebounding fairly even. Good ball movement from El Salvador so far with 7 assists on their 21 points. Top scorers. Brazada with 12. And Johnson, the scoring machine, with 16 already. Take a look at some of the highlights from the first quarter. That is the last bucket we saw in the first quarter. This is it from a different angle. Well, in game 1 of match day 2 here on Thursday, it was Puerto Rico getting a big victory over Costa Rica, 95-60. That puts them at the top of the table in Group A action. Puerto Rico defeated Panama 85-70 on match day 1. Costa Rica are now 1-1 so far in the tournament. They beat Aruba 93-41 in their first game. And in game 2 today, we saw Panama defeating Aruba 108-48. Panama picking up their first. And a reminder, a little later on, the final game of the day, 8:30 local time. We'll see Mexico and Dominican Republic. That will be a thriller. Jamaica are in the gold uniforms going from left to right. El Salvador in the blue uniforms. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, however you're doing so. Shout out to you and yours in the chat. Wherever you're watching around the world and whoever you're supporting. Hope you're enjoying it. Foul quickly there called to start this second quarter. And it's Tobar picking it up. McDonald was the one that drew it. There is McDonald. He closed the quarter with a 3. He's sizing up Cibrian. McDonald step back. Left it short. And that ball was vacuumed in by Ibarra. Quiet first quarter for Ibarra, but he could go. McDonald read that pass, stole it, and still count the bucket. Wasn't the highlight that he wanted, but it's 2 the same way. Wanted to go up and throw it down, make sure he can find himself on Instagram. But it turned out to be a layup. Ibarra responds with a layup, and that gets him on the score sheet. His first 2 of the night. There's Cibrian. Ibarra. Wide open down the lane. Good pump fake. And showing great patience as Ibarra finishes inside. 25-24 your score. 8:30 to play here in the second quarter. Johnson, step back. Oh my goodness, so pure. London Johnson, just a special player. Here's Jamaica, a 1-point lead once again. He is 18 and counting, coming off a 40-point performance last night. Cyprian driving down the lane over Johnson. Can't get it to go. Jamaica has a chance to run. That pass too far ahead of McDonald. He did a great job of saving it. And Hannum finishes it with the layup. Great hustle there by McDonald. No defense being played there by Jamaica. It's Tobar with an easy 2. 28-27. Jamaica in front. A clean first quarter thus far, or second quarter rather thus far. Not many fouls or whistles. McDonald for 3. Can't get it to go. Ibarra picks up the rebound. McDonald crashing in to try and steal it. El Salvador is going to have to get it over the court line. They just did. Almost an 8-second count there. And then you turn it over. Here's McDonald. Trying to find some space. Hannum. He left that one very short. Cyprian spinning. Threw up a wild one, but can't get it to fall. Here's Johnson. McDonald wide open for 3. No good. Offensive rebound. Travers will try. Straight on 3. Got it to go. Flawless Travers. Bangs a 3. Gives Jamaica a 4-point lead. Here's Jaime Gonzalez. Looking for a screen. Uses it. Now gallops down the lane. Open for 3 is Ibarra. He responds, rattling it home. If he can get going, that will be a great sign for El Salvador. Air ball thrown up there by Jamaica. El Salvador have a chance to take the lead once again. Gonzalez looking for help. Finds it in Tobar. Counted and the foul. Checked it. That was Benavides with the gorgeous move. Kissed it off the glass, and he'll go to the line for one more. Timeout on the floor, 32-31. El Salvador in front. 5:52 to play here in the first half. So out of the timeout, we'll have Benavides toe the line for one free throw after the and one opportunity. Score is 32-31 in favor of El Salvador. Just one foul apiece for both these teams in this quarter. Benavides knocks down the free throw. Here's Johnson. Zone being played now for El Salvador. Johnson looks to get him out of the zone with a 3, and he nails it. 21 points for London Johnson. Patience there shown by Benavidez, but couldn't get to convert on the layup attempt. Johnson the other way. Floater gets it to go. He took a hit too. No foul call, but it didn't matter. He still scored the basket. Travers a little too aggressive on the trap, and he'll pick up the foul. Tyrese Williams back into the game for Jamaica, number 9 in goal. Hannon will sit. Ibarra using a jab step. Good pass to the corner. 3 on the way, no good. And Johnson will clear. Williams running the floor well and was rewarded by Johnson. He couldn't finish the layup, but he did get fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots. It was a great job by Williams sprinting to give Johnson some options. And he earns a trip to the foul line. First free throw no good from Williams. Takes a deep breath. That's the second one go and uses the glass. Trapping defense from Jamaica as they try to force El Salvador to speed up and make some mistakes. Salvador now trying to work in the half court. 10 to shoot. Ibarra. Floater. Got it to go. Tough move for the captain, Juan Pablo Ibarra. He had 14 points, 8 rebounds in their loss to the Dominican Republic. And I can't even get an opportunity to give some credit to Ibarra because London Johnson just scores a 3-pointer. He's looking to try and aim for that 40-point mark once again. He is 26 and counting. Tobar inside with the floater. Some subs coming in for both teams. (40 to 37). 3:55 to play here in the first half. 3 on. Tobar. Ibarra calling for it. He'll come and get it himself on the drive. Ibarra right to the rim, and it rimmed out. Johnson with numbers. He'll accelerate. Probing. Johnson. Floater. What a tough move. London Johnson on fire. Offensive foul on the moving screen. And we'll go the other way. Folks, London Johnson has 28 points, as you see the replay on the offensive foul there. That's Tobar with the moving pick. But London Johnson has 28 points, shooting 12 of 13 from the field. Has only missed 1 shot so far. Coming off a night where he shot very well from the field against Mexico. 59% to be exact yesterday, and had 40 points. He's on pace to beat that mark tonight. Prezada. Ibarra for three. That's too strong. And Mills will clear. Here's Johnson for three. Missed it. Followed his own. McDonald finds his sweet spot and cashes it home. Gonzalez lost control of the basketball there, and Johnson comes away with it and gave it right back. 2-on-1 for El Salvador. Tobar tried to go glass, couldn't get it to go. McDonald probing. Mills with a flat-footed shot, and that goes awry. Here's Gonzalez. Tobar. Valencia. His three short. Goes out of bounds. Shot clock was winding down on him, so he had to make a quick decision, and he made it. Timeout on the floor with 1:38 to play here in the first half. Jamaica leads 44-37. Minute 38 to play here in the first half. 44-37 your score. Jamaica in front. Third game of the day here in Mexicali. We still have one more game to go. Mexico and Dominican Republic. Tipping off at 8:30 local time. Here's McDonald on the drive. Wild drive. Still got a shot away. Does not fall. And Tobar will clear. Cyprian back in the game. Great pass. Johnson went up and blocked it, but they're going to count it. Bucket for Gonzalez. Johnson doing everything on the offensive end, almost with a highlight reel defensive play there, but the ball hit the backboard. On the way, no good from Mills. Long pass. Cyprian was all alone. He missed the layup. The follow was not there. Great job by Jamaica getting back. Mills, a wild shot. It still falls. .40 to play here in the quarter. Gonzalez almost lost the ball. Cyprian in the corner, probing. Ibarra thought about the three, now drives instead. Did a good job of showing the ball on the pump fake, going for the up and under. He got fouled, and he'll go to the line for two. Very skilled is Juan Pablo Ibarra. And he showed you that he has a lot of tricks in his bag as he drew that foul on Klahar. So the captain, Ibarra, at the line. His first free throw, no good. Ibarra right now with 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. In last night's game against the Dominican Republic, he finished with 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Had himself a decent night. Jamaica could hold for the last shot as the shot clock is turned off. Doesn't look like they will, though, as Mills will pull up for 2 and knock it down. So that's 2 baskets now for Mills. Feeling it a little bit. Kick ball, it looked like. And we'll go the other way. Coach Poyser calling out to his team, saying there's 7 seconds on the clock to get a shot off. A basket could give Jamaica a 10-point lead. Johnson slipped. McDonald from half court. Almost banked it in. And that's how we'll end the first half. Good pace to this one for both teams. Your halftime score. Jamaica 48, El Salvador 40. Here are the shooting percentages from both sides. Both teams shooting well from 2. El Salvador red hot from three-point range, 50%. Rebounding about even. Assist total in favor of El Salvador. Steals piling up for Jamaica. Something El Salvador will have to deal with in the locker room at half. Well, London Johnson's been the story of the tournament.
Centrobasket U17.
Back we are here in Mexicali, Mexico, as we get set for the second half between Jamaica and El Salvador. Jamaica leading 48-40 on the strength of their guard, London Johnson, one of the stars of the tournament so far. McDonald also contributing on the offensive end. We saw Mills find his range a little bit to get the scoring going for him in this tournament. El Salvador has work to do, down 8 Last time these two teams played, it was a 2-point game, so we expect a close one down the stretch. That's a travel for the foul. So we'll go the other way. Ibarra doing a little too much with the basketball that time. Juan Pablo Ibarra, the high man for El Salvador, with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And leading the way for Jamaica is London Johnson with 28 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Nice feed inside by McDonald, and that's Williams with the layup. Cyprian, the trap comes, finds an outlet. Euro stepping his way in is Chinchilla. He fouls Johnson straight away. Chinchilla just checking into the game. Did not play a single second in the first half. But it's clear that his job is going to be to make sure that Johnson does not score 28 points in this quarter, in this half rather. He's face guarding him. And he fouls him again. A little too aggressive. Johnson's been through this before, though. He's playing high-level basketball in the United States, in the state of Georgia. Has all types of interests from Division I college programs around the country. He has yet to make his decision. Said at the end of November, it'd probably be 3 weeks away from coming. So we're getting closer to the date when he does make that decision. Right now, he's focused on trying to get Jamaica a victory here at the U17 2021 Centrobasket Championship. 8-point game here for El Salvador as they are in the front court. Ibarra. Stolen by Johnson. Johnson penetrating, driving, floater. Got it to go. Give him 30. And give Jamaica a 10-point lead. Johnson almost coming up with another steal, and it's turned over anyway. There's the man of the hour, London Johnson. Has offers from Louisville, North Carolina, Arizona State, Vanderbilt, just to name a few. Wake Forest as well. Four-star point guard. I know he's scoring a lot, and we have seen him score in bunches over the last game and a half. 40 points last night against Mexico. So far 30 and counting here against El Salvador. But he is a true point guard, not just a scorer. At 6'4", 165 pounds. He'll definitely have to put some weight on before he enters the collegiate ranks. Ball, they say, last touch there by El Salvador after Williams missed the second free throw. Strong drive inside. That's Travers. Gonzalez galloping inside. Ibarra, they need this. They got it. Salvador needed that basket. Felt like Jamaica was really starting to flex their muscle a little bit. A turnover there as Gonzalez read that pass. Cyprian in the open floor. 3 on the way, no good. Duran with the offensive rebound. There's Ibarra. Good block there by Mills. He says that na make it. Mills has done a good job defensively this evening. As that shot falls with the shot clock expiring. Referee's trying to figure things out here. They'll also allow substitutions in. Now that we have things sorted, back to action. 3 on the way. Travers couldn't get it to go. An offensive rebound and put back by Mills. Doing it on both ends of the floor. Johnson a little bit too aggressive that time. He knocked over Tobar. .14 on the clock for El Salvador to work with here on this possession. Duran with the good screen. Now galloping down the lane. Great pick and roll action there. Solid screen from Duran, and then he was able to get the roll and finish. Another 3 on the way from Travers. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Clark, but then he gave it away. And a travel on Cyprian. Got off the ground with his knee down. And the call is overturned. They're going to call a foul on Jamaica. And I believe it was the right call. Cyprian did get bumped while he was on the ground trying to collect the rock. So the correct call made there. Nice to see the officials coming together and making the right call. Cyprian turns it over. McDonald. Numbers for Jamaica. He has Clark running with him. McDonald open for 2. Knocks it down. Cyprian, 3 on the way. No good. Last touch, they say, by El Salvador. Will go the other way, Jamaica basketball. Much time as we spent talking about Jamaica in this game, did so as well against Mexico. He had 15 points against Mexico in yesterday's game. Cyprian, the open floor. Tobar fading away, no good. Duran, another offensive rebound, can't get it to go. Johnson tapped it up. Cyprian the first to it. And then he threw it away. There's McDonald and Johnson. McDonald, what a move. Skying and hanging in the air with the layup. And that leads to a timeout. 60-49, Jamaica in front. Here, midway through the third quarter. All right, back we are here in Mexicali, Mexico. The 2021 Centrobasket U17 Championship. Second game for these two teams. Both these teams coming off a loss in match day 1, looking for their first victory. Jamaica out in front at the moment, flexing their muscle here in the third quarter. 60-49 your score. And coming out of the timeout, let's see what El Salvador will run. Jamaica continuing their pressure defense, and they turn El Salvador over. Travers, nice pass to McDonald. Jamaica starting to pour it on here in the third. Cyprian. Duran wide open, and he knocks it down. Duran's having himself a nice third quarter. Right now he has 6 points, 4 rebounds. Travers, offensive foul. I believe that was Duran who stepped in and took the charge. So doing it on the offensive end and defensive end. Important minutes here as Cyprian hits the bench, 26 in blue. He's been the point guard so far of note for El Salvador. And with Jamaica showing their pressure defense, this will be an important time for El Salvador to slow things down and make sure that they execute here without their main point guard on the floor. This is Gonzalez for 3. He's off. Johnson probing. Can't get the floater. Offensive rebound inside is Clark. Boy, Clark has done a great job on the offensive glass for Jamaica. He's always in and around the net, at least getting a hand to it. That time, tied up for a jump ball. Possession arrow is in favor of Jamaica. 15 on the shot clock for them to work with. They don't need it, though, as McDonald jacks up a 3 quickly. No good there. Gonzalez inside. Tobar. He got fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots. First free throw good for Tobar. Second one. No. Chance for El Salvador to get back to single digits. Let's see if they can do it here. 3 on the way. No good. Inside, Tobar with the offensive rebound. Can't get it to go. And Clark clears. Here's Johnson. Hannum. Count it, and the foul. McDonald looked like he was out of control, but he was actually in cruise control and was able to finish with contact, and he'll go to the line for 1 more. You see the points in the paint. Jamaica making a conscious effort of getting inside the paint and dominating as McDonald knocks down the free throw. Back to a 13-point lead. Give Marcus McDonald 16 points, 3 assists on the night. Benavidez draws the foul there. And that will put Jamaica in the penalty, which will send Benavidez to the line. First free throw good for Diego Benavides. That's his first point of the night. Hasn't played much in this game, just 3 minutes and 49 seconds of game time. He's able to knock down both free throws. Chance of defense coming in from the El Salvador bench. And they get the effort, almost turning it over. McDonald thought about it. He'll drive, Hannum with the floater. Got it. Great patience that time from Jamaica. This is a much cleaner game for Jamaica than yesterday's effort against Mexico. Johnson right inside. Can't get the layup. A rare miss for him. Still attacking there. And hell ball. Possession arrow in favor of El Salvador. Ibarra, who was on the bench, is checking into the game. Duran will sit. A little confusion there. As I said, the possession arrow was in favor of El Salvador. So the officials get that sorted right, and will be El Salvador basket. Ball to inbound. Here's Gonzalez. Great press break that time by El Salvador, but they could not get an opportunity at the rim. Clark there protecting the goal. Well, Clark hasn't scored much, but he's doing the little things that you need in victory. Does not have a point, but he has 4 rebounds, and he's been a +8 on the floor for Jamaica. Gonzalez for 3, no good. And there's Williams ripping the ball away on the defensive glass. He got fouled. Under 2 to play. See how these teams close out the third quarter. Momentum is so important going into the final 10 minutes of the game. Hannum, nice underneath feed. Clark couldn't get it up. It's good defense that time by El Salvador. Ibarra couldn't convert on the layup. He'll get another chance now. Dished it inside, and it's cashed in by Benavides. Johnson getting bumped the entire way. And since we're in the penalty, he'll go to the line. It's clear that the message in the locker room from Coach Mauricio Lahoud for El Salvador was to make sure that number 2 does not dominate the game the way that he did in the first half. And El Salvador has been much. First free throw good for Johnson. Even 31 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Pressure shown once again. Ibarra breaks it. Tobar, nice move on the baseline, getting the layup. Johnson in the open floor, pulls up, left it short. And a foul on the other side of the court. Not a great decision there by Mills as he picks up the blocking foul, which will send Tobar to the line now. And El Salvador can get this lead back to single digits. The last time these two teams played in 2019, it came down to a 2-point game. So El Salvador not all the way out of it yet. 9 points the difference. Hannum thought about the three. McDonald. 10 to shoot. Hannum will be open again. He'll drive this time. Rejected. Williams cleaned it up. And look out. Here comes El Salvador the other way. And a foul now as Ibarra will go to the line. Just what El Salvador needed. Try to close this quarter out on a little bit of a run. And they're getting points with the clock stopped to chip away at this lead. Feels like Jamaica should be a lot more ahead than they actually are, the way they've played. But El Salvador hanging around, making it tough. And in a game of runs like basketball, an 8-point lead or a 9-point lead, as Ibarra missed it, isn't a lot. So plenty of time in this game. Ibarra missed both free throws there, and Jamaica did a good job of just keeping that ball alive. That could have been a disaster with the turnover here late in the quarter. Johnson feeling his team needs a bucket. McDonald. Hannum, he'll pull and knock it down. That shot so sweet for Hannum. Ibarra trying to put a fork in it. Ball loose on the ground. Johnson took it away. Doesn't look like anyone's going to get a shot off, and they don't. So that's how we'll end the third quarter. The end there looked a little bit more like a rugby match than a basketball game, but it's an 11-point game nonetheless in favor of Jamaica. 71-60 after 30 minutes of play. Here are the stats from the first three quarters. Rebounding, dead even. Salvador. Jamaica leading by 11 points here as we get set for the final 10 minutes, potentially, of the game. It'll be El Salvador basketball to start. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, however you're doing so. Shout out to those who are keeping the chat popping, watching live wherever they are in the world. Fans from Jamaica, fans supporting El Salvador. As Johnson with the steal, layup is good. Jamaica up in the intensity defensively. Perzada, who had a great first quarter, didn't see him much in that third period. Missed the layup there. Ibarra rejected. Foul is called. And Ibarra will go to the line. Williams a little too aggressive on that block attempt. Barra knocks down both free throws there. Give him 15 points on the night. He had 14 yesterday, so exceeding his total from their game against the Dominican Republic. El Salvador will need a little bit more from him in this final quarter if they plan on making this a game. Hannum. Inside, it's Williams. He'll go to work, fading away over Ibarra. Can't get it to go. And Tobar with the flat-footed rebound. A long pass cross court with Johnson had an eye on it, but couldn't get there in time. Look at the pressure defense there by McDonald, and a great play. And another turnover for El Salvador, and that will see Cibrian check back into the game as Valencia couldn't handle the pressure from McDonald, and he'll sit. Travers back into the game for Jamaica. Hannum will sit. Travers number 11 in gold. Johnson with pressure defense all over him. He'll probe, looking for help. Finds it in Travers. 5 to shoot for Jamaica. It's Johnson for 3. Left it short. Offensive rebound, Jamaica, but they lost control of it and will go the other way. Cibrian. Tobar. Left his feet. You don't want to do that when you're trying to pass in your backcourt. Perzana with the Euro step. Again, he had a great first quarter and went quiet since. He has 14 points and counting. Travers for 3. No good. Ball squirting around. Travers actually got his own miss. And a fresh shot clock for Jamaica. He'll take a 3 again. And knocks it down this time. Don't leave him open. 76-64, your score. Ibarra. He's efficient with that pump fake. It's the second time tonight we've seen him use it to his advantage. You get the lead back to 10 for Jamaica. Oh, McDonald from the corner knocking down the triple. After some sloppy play to start the quarter, we're starting to see some baskets now. Another 3 on the way. That's no good as Travers will clear. Johnson probing, looking for help. Travers, the kick to the corner, the 3 on the way. Another triple for Jamaica. And it leads to a timeout. That time was Lewin knocking down his first jumper of the night. 82-66 the score. Jamaica in front with just under 7 minutes to play. (82-66) the score with 6:58 on the clock to play. Important timeout there for El Salvador as we get set to restart here. Jamaica a little slow getting back onto the court and ready here. They weren't able to set up their normal pressure defense. Let's see what El Salvador comes out of the timeout with. Ibarra. They needed that. Pick and roll has been effective for El Salvador in this game when they've gone to it. Now they need some stops. Here's McDonald. Crossing over. McDonald. Oh, putting on a dribbling display. Spinning. McDonald. Looking now. It's Williams. He has 3 to shoot. Will they get a look off? They do not. Lewin got caught with the ball in his hand. It wasn't his fault. There's a lot of dribbling on that possession. He had nothing to do with. It leads to a turnover. And there's the defensive stop that El Salvador needed. Ibarra. Benavides. Good feed in the middle. Oh, rejection! Williams says that na make it. There's with the follow, though. Jamaica wasn't able to clear defensively. Johnson the other way. Gets his own miss. 3 on the way for McDonald. Can't get it to go. El Salvador now with an opportunity to string a couple possessions together. Ibarra for 3. In and out. Offensive rebound. Tobar. Can't get it to go. And Johnson clears. Williams trying to be a little too cute with the one-touch pass to McDonald, and it goes out of bounds. (82-66). Benavides driving inside. Got the layup. Some momentum swinging now in the favor of El Salvador. 10-point game. Lewin open for 3 is Clark, I believe. The offensive rebound, and it's thrown away. Benavides. Cyprian for 3, knocks it down. And he's talking a little trash in the face of his opponent. Johnson driving in, putting a stop to that. And he'll go to the line for 2 shots. Cyprian plays with a lot of confidence. One of the youngest players in this tournament. It is the under-17 tournament. Cyprian just 15 years of age. Important free throws here for London Johnson. Mills checking back into the game for Jamaica. It's been a little while since we've seen him back on the court. Number 22 in gold. And another rare free throw miss from Johnson. Well, Salvador wanted an opportunity, and they're getting it here in this final quarter. Johnson misses both. Offensive rebound maybe for Jamaica. No, it's cleared. Timeout on the floor. El Salvador feeling like they are still alive in this game. Maybe Jamaica feeling a little bit of pressure here. 82-75 your score with 4:26 remaining in the game. Back we are as these two teams looking for their first win here in Mexicali, Mexico at the U17 2021 Centrobasket Championship. 82-75 your score. And El Salvador will dribble in the front court. Cibrian just knocked down a three from that spot. Thought better of it this time. The floater falls. Confidence growing for El Salvador in a 5-point game. Johnson forced to give it up. Travers threw it away. Cibrian now in the front court. Spinning. Great defense there. As DaCosta with the tie-up. And that's a jump ball. Costa just checking into the game, now checking out. Was in there for a quick second, but the contribution he made coming up with that hustle play, getting back, preventing a layup, and tying the ball up resulted in possession for Jamaica. McDonald and Hannum back into the game for Jamaica. Travers for three. Indeed. Travers now feeling it from downtown. Tobar got away with a travel there. And now a held ball underneath. It's El Salvador basketball. Be 15 seconds on the shot clock. With 3:32 remaining, all the possessions now for El Salvador are so important. Gonzalez into the game for El Salvador, number 14 in blue. Here he is on the ball, but it was poked away. Hannum with the good hands. McDonald, Euro step. Can't get it to go. Johnson cleaning it up. .34 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for London Johnson. Mills clears the rebound on the miss there. McDonald inside. What a move. Marcus McDonald. That boy not easy. Leads to a timeout. 89-77. El Salvador want to talk it over as time is running out. 3:04 remaining in the game. By 12. Under 3 to play. Gonzalez looking for help. Jamaica in his zone. Duran down low. Cibrian for 3. Left it on the front rim, and Mills will clear. He got fouled before trying to break out. It's only the 3rd team foul for El Salvador in this quarter. Here's McDonald, who's having a terrific game. Went to the crossover and hit his heel. He was lucky the ball bounced right back to him. Johnson, nice feed. And Mills with an easy 2. We've talked about Johnson's scoring. How about his playmaking? Got to give him something there as well. He's 6 assists on the night, working on a near triple-double. 36 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists for London Johnson. McDonough was looking for Mills. That ball slapped out of bounds. 2:04 to play, 17 on the shot clock. Jamaica could take their time now offensively and try to eat at this game clock as time is running out on El Salvador. This will be a huge win for Jamaica if they're able to close it out. Keep them in position to finish on the podium. Mills follows his own. Can't get it to go. Gonzalez. He's fouled. And he'll go to the line for 2 shots. Well, after losing to Mexico 117-67 yesterday, Jamaica looking like they might take this victory here, led by that man, 36 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, London Johnson. Been terrific tonight. And they're a minute 43 away from closing out their first victory here in Mexico. They will play the Dominican Republic tomorrow. And that will be a huge game. Dominican Republic will play Mexico coming up next. That game will tip at 8:30 local time. You can bet your bottom dollar that Jamaica will be watching that game closely. Dominican Republic beat El Salvador yesterday 114-58. They have a lot of guards that could turn up the pressure defensively. But Jamaica do have a couple guards that can score at a high level in Johnson and McDonald, so it should be a terrific matchup. They all say style make fights. That should be a fun one. Hope you plan on making us part of your plans and joining us for that game. Cibrian coming up with the steal here. Benavides can't get it to go, and Mills cleared, but he traveled. Under a minute to play. Jamaica looks to try to close out their first victory here. Ibarra was fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots. Well, we've already seen 2 games on match day 2 today. Puerto Rico coming away with a 95-60 win over Costa Rica in Group A action. Panama defeating Aruba 108-48 in the second game in Group A. Right now, it's Puerto Rico that leads that group at 2-0, and they are in prime position as they get their eyes set on the knockout stage, which will begin on Saturday. Costa Rica and Panama play an important game tomorrow. That one will have an 11:30 a.m. tip. Closing moments of this one as Jamaica will shortly celebrate a victory and turn their attention to the Dominican Republic, who they will play tomorrow afternoon. Time zone. Johnson penetrating again. Offensive rebound, and a foul is called on the putback attempt. Panem will go to the line for 2 shots. Panem didn't get much minutes in the loss to Mexico, but he's played a handful of minutes here tonight and looked good. Free throw short there. Coming up next is Mexico and Dominican Republic, which should be a thriller. Coming into the tournament, most people picked that game and circled it on the calendar, saying that the winner of that one would likely win Group B. It's shaping up to be the case as the Dominican Republic cruised to victory over El Salvador yesterday, and Mexico defeating Jamaica yesterday. The winner of that game will go to 2-0 and at the top of Group B. Cibrian inside, galloping in, can't get it to go. And with the shot clock turned off, we'll play out the string here. Jamaica rather, trying to get some points with the point differential being so important. Johnson got fouled. In tiebreaker situations, point differential matters. Jamaica trying to make sure that they get as many points as they can on a night where they will be victorious. Well, London Johnson won't get the triple-double tonight, but he was close. And he may not get to 40 points. He was close there as well. Duran fouls out with his 5th foul. As Johnson rattles home the first of 2 free throws. There you see the stat line for London Johnson. 37 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Make it 38 points. He might get to 40 here with a layup. And he does. Back-to-back 40-point games for London Johnson. A special performer as he leads Jamaica to their first win here in Mexicali, Mexico. 95-78, your final score. Jamaica defeats El Salvador. There you see the shooting percentages for both teams. 51% from two-point range for Jamaica. They could clean up on the free throws, just making 50% of free throws. Pretty even on the rebounding battle, but the steals is the difference. 18 steals for Jamaica in this game. And London Johnson with back-to-back 40-point games here at Centrobasket U17 Championship. Once again, your final score, 95-78 in favor of Jamaica. London Johnson finishing the game with a near triple-double. 40 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. As Jamaica picks up their first win here. Marcus McDonald gave Jamaica 21 points, 6 assists on his own. And Mills picking up 10 points, 14 rebounds, a double-double for him. Flawless Travers, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. On the other side, El Salvador picked up 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists from Juan Pablo Ibarra. And a solid night from Cesar Peraza, who picked up 16 points on the night. Caden Cibrian, 12 points, 7 assists. The young 15-year-old with a lot of pizzazz for El Salvador, unable to get his team over the hump tonight. We'll leave you with the highlights and remind you these two teams will play again tomorrow. Jamaica has a date with the Dominican Republic. Tip-off time at 5:30 Eastern, rather 5:30 local, 8:30 Eastern time. And El Salvador will play Mexico in the final day game of match day 3. Tip-off for that will be at 8:30 local time. We'll see.